Hello and welcome to another episode from the water's edge. Today you catch up with us on another sea fishing session. We're actually back up North Norfolk, and today I'm going to be fishing with my good friend Jack Mills, and the reports have been good, and the species we are after today is the smooth-hound. They've been getting one or two fish, and just a couple of days ago Jack had a real nice haul of fish up to about 7 or 8 pounds. So we're going to try and emulate that today, see if we can get some footage on camera. We've got a bucket of fresh peeler and we've got some decent conditions for it. Sea should be nice and flat, there's a reasonable tide, the sun is shining and it's all looking good. So we're now making our way down to the beach. We've got a short walk and then we've got a little descent down the cliffs and we'll be there. So what we'll do is we're going to trudge on now, we'll get down there, get set up and get some baits in the water. Well, the first rod of the session is just out there now, so it's absolutely lovely down here, isn't it, Jack?
Perfect.
We've got a real nice night for it and hopefully some real good conditions to pick up a hound or two. Sea's nice and flat, which is what they generally tend to like. There's a high pressure, you know, reasonable tide, nothing stupid, but you know, enough certainly to hopefully get a few fish feeding.
Good wind and stuff as well,
Yeah.
off the beach. And
Yeah, mate. So we had a few fish down here a couple of days back, as we said on the walk up here. Had a few fish up to about 7 or so pound. It was a good bit of sport.
Yeah, good session, mate. Yeah. Come down here a couple of nights ago, didn't we? And yeah, it's like you say, it's nice. Just sort of got down here, fished a couple of hours before high tide, and yeah, just all happened nicely, didn't it? Yeah.
Similar to tonight. We're obviously, that was a couple of days away, so the tide's 2 hours different today. But hopefully we'll be able to replicate that sort of session today on camera for you. But I'll just talk to you a little bit about the rigs we got. It's the same as the previous videos, the clip down pulley pennel rig. Yellow lead today, as I say, we haven't got a huge tide run, so I think we're both on the yellows, which are the 5-ounce versions. Clip down, keep it nice and streamlined. As I say, we've got a bucket of fresh crab with us today. We've got plenty of nice baits. And I've got a pair of 3/0 hooks. Now, one thing I have got today, and I know you're a big fan of, is I've actually changed the hooks that came with the rigs, and I've just upped them, not in size, but just in sort of strength and pattern really. And the pattern we've been using is the Sakuma Manta, and this is the Manta Extra. They're a real strong hook.
Yeah.
Smooth-hound are a hard fighting fish, and you can't afford to have any bit of the gear letting you down.
No,
So,
that's it, no.
you know, the same with your snood mono, your hook length mono. You don't want to be messing around with 20-pound snoods, because smooth have got a real rough skin, and they'll often roll on the line. So you don't want to sort of hook that fish of a lifetime only for the tackle to let you down. Now, these hooks, we're not sponsored by them. We just like to use what we think is the best.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you know, they won't let you down.
No, I mean, I've been using them for, I probably started using them this season really, and like you say, the main thing, one, they're strong, super sharp.
Yeah.
Probably one of the sharpest sea hooks you come across from manufacturer.
Definitely.
Yeah, they just got confidence in them, haven't we? And
the thing I quite like about them as well is they've got a relatively short shank, because when you're fishing crab, you don't want a real long shank like when you're threading worms up, you know. It's a nice... Yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to do is we're going to get a couple of baits ready, because we've got the rods out there now, so we'll have that spare rig ready to go. I'll just peel one off. We have got some worm with us as well, but I think primarily
it's going to be a crab.
It's going to be a crab bait.
I think
you
so.
know.
It's certainly the other day anyway. I mean, the crab we had the other day was a little bit smaller than what we got today, but it just didn't make any difference. And you know,
They're just coming in and smashing it up and
straight away. And at times, you know, it's coming out so thick and fast, and we're chucking baits out 2-3 times sometimes, and you're still picking fish up on them. So when they're there, they move in. If they're feeding and they're on the feed, you know, you're going to pick them up definitely. If you've got crab on. So we brought some worm, like you say, more as a backup than anything. And I think it's going to be out and out crab. I think so. One thing to say is probably worth saying as well, like you were saying about the rigs earlier, is there's probably the difference in sort of lengths and stuff like that.
Yeah, Jack's been experimenting a little bit with the actual length of your snood and your hook length.
Yeah,
haven't you? And
it's
you've
exactly
gone
the
for
same rig, isn't it? You know, like you say, we're both using pulleys, but I've just been playing around with it really, just something that we've tried this year, and it seems to work so far. Just using a lot shorter snood and rig body, just so obviously the overall rig is shorter. Don't know, main reason, just so it's got less distance for the actual rig to travel.
a slightly better hook and rig and
you know, so for fish to pick up. I know you're probably going to the sort of carp side of things, aren't you? But you know, it's worth thinking about, and we were talking about the other day. You know,
a bit longer.
You've got competitions in sea fishing, and little differences like that. There's got to be little edges
That's it, mate,
you can do. And
they're obviously, if there was no differences, there wouldn't be sea match fishing, would there? So it's interesting. I mean, I know we've fished before. Last time we came down a few weeks back, and the shorter rigs definitely outfished my longer rigs
by far.
But
by far,
you know, something we'll perhaps experiment with. Whether it probably affects different tide runs and stuff like that. But that's worth it's worth having a go. I've got this crab ready. I mean, what I like to do is rather than actually split it in two, if I'm using a hull crab, I just snip it about halfway. I'll get my baiting needle and I just sort of stretch it out like a sausage, really. And then thread it on like so. And then you get a nice sort of big crab bait. So the good old bait elastic comes in. Give it a good whip on. You can't beat the crab at this time of year, can you?
No, this year, I don't think I'd go anywhere without it, to be honest with you.
I don't think there is. Not only do the smooth-hound absolutely love it, but there's really not a fish in our waters that won't accept
flounders,
the big juicy crab. Yeah,
it's it. Bass, flounders, even cod. Even if you get the odd spring cod, slightly early in the year. You know, peeler crab. I think this time of year, you know, if you can get hold of either fresh or frozen, you know, it's worth taking. Definitely.
We've certainly got some good ones tonight. Anyway, hopefully that will bring on some big fish.
Yeah.
But that's the crab bait all whipped up now. Now I just like to take it off the needle, and then you can, because it's like a sausage shape now, you can just treat it like a worm. So I like to find one of the little leg sockets if I can. Thread it round.
Just makes it something simpler, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's just more manageable as well.
And it's a little bit easier to take off as well once you've once it's fished out.
That's right. You don't get all the elastic.
That's it. You can almost
the hook and stuff like that.
Peel it off. But I just take the top hook, probably go round 3 or 4 times, hook it back through the top there, and there you have a nice little crab bait. Now the main thing is you want to make sure is they've got quite hard mouths, haven't they?
Yeah,
you know, even though they smash into the bait, you want to make sure you leave plenty of hook points showing.
I'm the same.
You know,
with what I do, exactly the same. Just as much hook point as you can get. In an ideal world, if you can get them, I mean, obviously it's going to change as it sort of banks about on the bottom. But if you can get points opposite like that as well, you're just doubling up.
And it comes in from either angle. You're gonna
that's right.
You're gonna hook it. But we'll get this clipped on. That's the finished article. So we're going to get this clipped on the tripod. We'll probably have a cup of tea as usual, sit down, soak up some raisin and see what happened. But hopefully we'll be rudely interrupted by a smooth-hound or two. I guess we're about an hour and a bit into the session now, and it's all been quiet so far, but we're now coming up to that sort of real good time. Everything feels good now. We're starting to lose the light, and I guess it's that sort of witching hour. I guess if I could picture it, I think, you know, the hounds are offshore there and the light is dropping, and and they're now hopefully going to get ready and come in, and we might pick a few up. I think now probably for the next sort of half an hour I'll be watching the rod tips really eagerly, because I think that could happen at any
minute.
time.
I mean, the other night it was the same thing. You know, you sit here, it's nothing. You know, rods are completely motionless because there's not much tide pull, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it just
burst into life. Yeah, because they do tend to go around in packs. You'll often get a big pack come through. It'll be hectic for two hours or so.
Yeah,
you know. And then all of a sudden that they'll be gone as quickly as they appear.
That's right,
and,
yeah.
You know, I guess that's what we're hoping for. But I mean, they are probably, I would say, probably my favourite sea fish.
I'm the same. You know, don't get me wrong, it's lovely to catch a big cod or a big bass, but yeah, there's something about it. Yeah, you know, it's none of this when you're winding in. You think, oh, here is there. It's not like whiting fishing where you think, oh, is there? You know, I think there's a couple. You know. You know when you've got one on, you know. Yeah. The bites are so great, you know, you're sitting watching, it's never, is it into it? Again, they're big rod bending bites and, you know, slack lines. That's
the thing, sort of what we said we should mention really, is that, you know, obviously we're sitting a little way from the rods, but you need to ready to be on them, you know. If not, they'll think nothing of pulling the rod. If you get a real big, and they'll think nothing of pulling that rod off the tripod, you know. And sometimes it's worth. I know we have done before. You get a pack move through, as you say. It's just loosen your clutches a little bit.
Yeah, it's worth it. It sounds odd because it's sea fishing, but you know, it's worth doing. You know, if you're setting your clutch like you probably would for carp, again, the same similar thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Because the last thing, if you just take your eye off your rod for a minute, you know, they pick that up, run with it, and you know, you can have your rod off the tripod.
There's none of this sort of. You don't get the old
little
cod
taps,
nod and a little slack line bite. They just hammer the bait and they're gone.
That's it, and they're tearing off, you know.
And that's what we're hoping for tonight anyway, because it's probably, over the last few years, they've probably become the sea angler's best chance of catching the sort of specimen fish from the shore, you know.
Yeah.
I think like my biggest sea fish is a smooth-hound.
Yeah,
you know, not a cod or not a bass. It's been a hound fishing at this time of year, this bit of beach, with a crab as bait in similar conditions. So things are looking good, and I think I'm now going to get another crab prepared, because it's always handy to have. I know you have a couple of rigs baited normally, and I always have normally at least one ready, because you don't want to be out of the water for too long.
No, that's right. And like you say, because like we said, they can just come in. And you know, and before you know it, you got fish everywhere, and you know, getting bite after bite. It's worth being prepared. You'll see that we've got a few crabs made up, and the same with the worm and stuff. Yeah, everything's just all prepared, ready. Got a couple of rigs ready. That's great. So if they do move through, you've got 2 or 3 rigs ready. You're not wasting time out of the water. You can get the fish in, get another rig on, get back out.
That's
there.
it. You need to make the most of it when they're here, because it's a little bit sort of smash and grab,
it is
really.
A bit, really, yeah. And it can get really hectic if you go from being nice and calm, quiet, drinking a cup of tea, to all of a sudden you've got loads of fish there. And that's why we come, innit? You know,
that's it.
I think that's also adds to the excitement of smooth-hound fishing.
When is it going to?
Yeah, because all of a sudden
when is it going to happen?
Exactly. And that's probably a good thing to say, is if you are going to go out and go smooth-hound fishing, is don't be disheartened if you go, you know, and you don't catch anything for 1 or 2 trips, because just pick a beach with good form.
That's it.
You know that they show up occasionally, and you know you do have to just put a bit of time in sometimes. And but when it comes true, as we both say, it's so worth it.
It's some explosive action.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. And personally, sea fishing wise, I don't think anything beats it. I just think it's, you know, from our shores.
Often as well, you can enjoy this sort of spring and summery weather to go with it as well.
Yeah, you know, there is, you know, you can do it. So you don't have to just fish in the evenings. You can fish morning tides. You fish during the day. Again, you know, so you can sit there fishing in a shorts and t-shirt if you want to. In some days, and
because even though it's sort of, you know, I guess well known, they sort of feed perhaps heavier at night, if you like. You will catch them during the hours of daylight as well. They're less. You know, obviously a lot of the time in winter when you're cod fishing, you ain't got a lot of choice because we have so many hours of darkness. But this time of year, you know, on a flat, calm day with bright sunshine, some of the beaches will still produce fish on the right tide. You just got to be there, and if you're there and you got a bait in the water, you got a chance.
That's right. But
I'm not. I'm going to go with straight crab again this time. I think
I'm trying to try a little bit of lug this time. But again, you know, it's like we found the other night. You know, whether it's lug or not, I think once they're here, as long as there's a little bit of crab on there, I think that's the main thing. That's what makes the difference. And, like you say, that certainly feels like it's the right time now. It's almost the perfect point of the tide, so fingers crossed we'll get a few.
That's what I'm hoping for. I think this crab might be a lucky crab. It's got hound written all over it.
Hopefully the rest in that bucket have as well.
Right, well, this one's ready to go. Plenty of hook points showing. Nice hound bait, we'll get that clipped on the lead. And then we're probably not far away now before we'll have to get the camera light on and we'll get the tip lights on and stuff, and yeah, we'll fish on into darkness and we'll see what happened, but hopefully this is the lucky one. You got one on there, mate?
Yeah, I think so, mate. I don't think it's any monster, however.
And see you pick the rod up. Good knot?
Yeah, good bite.
Well, let's hope, mate. It's the first one.
Don't think it's no monster, however.
Hopefully the target species, anyway.
Feels like it at the moment. You can feel it. You know it's a smooth-hound because you'll get them really good bites. You'll pick up. You feel a couple of good kicks.
Yeah, you certainly know they're on. Even the small pups and that, you know you got them.
That's right. You know they're on the whole way in. However, they get 10 yards from the breakers, like it's getting to now.
They pull
and
back
it's look, it's going absolutely mental.
I'll go down and have a look, mate.
Yeah,
see if I can grab them for you. Well, some smooth-hound, Jack. That's a nice prime bass though, mate. Look at that, lovely fish.
I could have sworn there was a smooth-hound.
Lovely clean schoolies, absolutely nailed as well. Let me just get them hooks out.
He won't come up there in a hurry, was he?
He's actually nailed both of them. Look at that. Just get him under the gills there and we'll have a little look at him. Whoops, that sounds off. But, well, we were down here after the hounds, but we certainly not going to turn that one down,
definitely
mate.
not, definitely not.
That's a cracker, mate. It's not, obviously, we said that anything will take the peel of baits, and if you watched our last video there, we enjoyed some action with a bass, but that is a lovely fish, mate.
That'll do me,
pristine.
100%. Brilliant.
But
so I could have sworn there's a smooth-hound, similar bite, knock, slack.
I see he's getting a bit of a run around in the breakers.
That's right,
down there.
Sort of 10 yards out.
But what he weighs, I don't know, but he's well in size. But as you said before, like the old conservation part of it, so we'll slip him back and I reckon we'll get another bait on and see if we can't get a hound or two.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll pop him back for you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Right, we've just had a pretty decent slack line here. So Chris was chucking his other rod out. It seems as though we have another fish on. Now, it doesn't feel particularly massive, however, it's a fish. And it's just when we said, just at that point of the tide where... Yeah, it looks like it, mate, yeah.
Yeah, I can't keep up.
That's it.
I just put that up.
It's I think it's now in the breakers there somewhere, yeah. You go down and...
Well, mate, you've got another nice little schoolie on here. I'll just get him out of the way so we can get a look at him.
Some smooth-hound session,
I know, mate. I'm not complaining though, mate.
No, definitely not, definitely not.
I'll just get that hook out. Once again, he's just been nailed in that bottom lip. Well, mate, he won't coming off anyway.
Definitely not.
He's a lively one.
He is.
I just want to be a bit careful. I know we mentioned before, these are absolutely armour plated, aren't they? See there, he's got his spiky dorsal fin up.
Yeah,
you got
the gill plates here. You got the dorsal fin. They are absolutely
armour plated,
they
proper
are pretty
predator,
little characters.
they?
Yeah, big time.
And you know, if they catch you, they can give you a nasty cut or scratch or spike you. So just be sort of firm and fair with them, I guess.
Basically, yeah, that's the way to be.
That's another cracker,
yeah,
mate.
that'll do.
Another cracker, and that's put me 2-0 down now.
I weren't going to mention it,
but I need to pull my finger out, I think.
And I think it might be something to do with the rigs, but that's a different debate.
I'm just acting gilly at the moment, but nah, well in, mate. That's
brilliant.
Another cracking fish.
Right, well at the moment I need to get a rod back out because
you got both out of the water.
I'm not in the water. So.
Right, all right, mate. I'll pop him back for you, and hopefully
there's more to come.
That's it, mate.
It looks like it, mate, I'm afraid. And
Got the other rod back,
yeah, I
haven't
know. It's just, I've just chucked this one out and baiting the other one up, and this one's going crazy again. And
What's your call this time, mate?
well, I don't know. It's them famous words, yeah.
Perhaps-
I'd like to say Smoothound, how it was then fighting,
Yeah.
but it seems like it's charging about a bit, which is quite classic, really, isn't it? But it's getting quite close in now, so we'll
I'll
see.
go down and see if I can tail him for you, mate.
It's moving down tide a bit, which is usually a good sign. It's getting pretty close now.
Another bass, mate. Another schoolie.
Do you not believe it?
Well, do you want me to grab that rod for you, mate?
I cannot believe it.
Well, I don't know.
It's only lightly hooked.
We
that
talked up Smoothound, but we've brought you a few bass. There obviously must have been a school of them just come through here, because that is literally 3 fish in probably, what, 15 minutes,
one.
mate?
Yeah, that's right. Free
Something
fishing,
like
there's many
that.
chucks as well.
You still, it's only, what, you put one rod back out there again, and then it's gone pretty much straight away.
As
but-
it's, I was then said obviously that we wanted to get another rod out because I didn't have a rod in the water. So I quickly had a bait ready, put it on, chucked it out, then put the other one on, and this one's gone again.
I've still got the little battle scar from the first one.
But again, brilliant fish. You know, you can't knock it. We're obviously aimed to come and get smooth-hounds, but
we're certainly
I'm just
not
as
turning
happy
them
catching.
down, mate,
No, of
that's
course
it.
not. I'm just as happy catching these and.
Another crack. He's even posing that when he got his fin up and
yeah,
that.
he
That's
is, yeah.
Lovely fish, mate.
Yeah, and it's great to see him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You know, and we were literally just then saying you couldn't ask for worse bass
No,
conditions, really.
that's it. We've got
Small
we've got
tide-ish,
flatsish, nice
yeah.
smallish tide, you know, and
Sort of fairly
that's the
clear water, yes.
unpredictability of fishing, I guess. You
That's
know,
it, you know, and
but
that's-
get a bucket of crab, come down there, and who knows what you're going to get.
Don't know,
you know.
that's the
But
thing. Brilliant.
that's
I'll get
great,
this
mate. It's
chap
good
back
to see.
anyway.
All right, mate. I'll take the rod back
Cheers,
up for you.
bud.
Fish on there, mate.
I hate to say it, but there is, I think.
I'm going to be in a right salt in a minute,
Yeah,
mate. You're
I'll-
going to have to start sharing some of the love.
yeah. But yeah, again, literally just chucked it out, turned around, baited up my spare rig, and it's gone again. And to be fair, it does feel like a bass, this one.
Probably be a smooth-hound now, mate.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, that's my thinking. That's why I said it. But yeah, it's just now coming
in.
into
Chance to get the spare rig baited, mate.
No, that's it. By the looks of things.
Another nice fish, though, mate. Another nice fish.
Well,
Aren't they in absolute pristine
Perfect.
condition? All of them. A bit.
see, everyone's perfect. And it's
Just get him up the way. Do you want me to take that rod
yeah,
again, mate?
one, yeah.
I'll let you.
They're like peas in a pod,
I'll
every
let you
single
do
one.
the honours. They have been, really, haven't they?
Yeah, again, look, you see it's absolutely nailed. Well, I say that, it's just fallen out. But you can see I literally only just
It's still.
chucked that one out, and it's
Yeah.
it's yeah. I honestly, like we were saying, you know, the actual conditions-wise,
It's
you know,
really
I
strange.
wouldn't have said that, you know, they could be any worse for bass, but like you were saying, it's just how it goes sometimes,
Just
doesn't it?
giving you a bit of a run about.
Yes, yeah. They've all been pretty lively. That's the thing. It's firm and fair. Is the way.
Fair. You can grab them, so if you can't get your finger under the gills, if
Yeah,
you grab them by
sometimes-
the lip there, they haven't got teeth as such, so
No, they just
you
got
know,
little rubbing pads.
that's
But
it.
other than that, you know.
you're pretty safe there. But we'll give you a little look at him, get some of that sand off him there, and
Yeah. Again, they're
another-
all like peas in a pod, aren't
yeah,
they?
mate, another lovely fish.
And
Lovely fish.
I can't really say much more. It's I honestly couldn't have picked worse conditions
No,
for them as
if-
such. All right, it's enjoyable fishing, and you know we're not complaining about it. But you know everything screams smooth-hounds, and
We talked it up and we were confident, you know, the first bite, the first was going to be a smooth-hound, and it's not gone to plan, but you know we've still got a few hours fishing left.
pleasant
and
surprise.
We're not. If we can bring you some fish and some fishing like this, then you know we're happy, and hopefully you are watching it. So that's
Again.
quality, mate. I am really chuffed, honestly. Yeah,
No,
we'll
that's
get it
good.
back.
Yeah, nice one.
Well, I think after that commotion, I literally just released Jack's fish back, And I think finally, after battling away, I've managed to winkle one out of my own. It's a proper sort of true slack line bite, I guess. And he's just gone down tide. I don't think he's a particularly big fish. And if I had to have a pound on it, I'd say it's probably going to be another schoolie. He's just up to my right there.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see that you've
It is,
finally got
mate.
a bite.
Oh yeah, cheers. It's
Well, it looks like it's giving it some.
It's been a bit of a crazy night, really.
Yeah,
to be honest with
like
you,
we
just
said,
from
I mean,
nowhere. You know, we had a couple of blank hours, then this darkness has descended, and yeah.
I suppose in a way, although it's the wrong species, we kind of planned it like that. We know it can just go and just
That's it.
all
Like
of
you
a sudden
said,
just turn
you know,
and be
you
hectic.
just don't know. But he's only.
So is he getting
he's quite
close? I'll
close
see
in
if I
there.
can grab him, mate. Looks, mate. Another nice bass.
So, mate, another bass.
Another bass, another cracking size. Look at the
He's in a pod, mate. What? I tell you, you give me some right grief under the rod tip there. I thought he was probably smaller than that, if I'm honest with you. But what a fish! Where have they come from? They've just moved. There must be a lot of fish out there tonight, because it's just gone crazy, really. As soon as we've got a bait in the water, it's just been a case of when rather than if, really, isn't it?
It is really, yeah.
And
it's
that is another one. Grief, mate. It's giving you a bit of grief. Big
yeah,
head on him, that one.
This
Isn't
one,
it?
yeah,
Probably,
it's slightly chunkier fish
yeah.
as well, isn't it? And yeah. But
that is
again,
another-
they are
another
just like
peak.
peas in a pod, aren't they? It's say they're such an angry little fish, aren't they? But superb. Can't beat them. You really
It's great
can't.
stuff.
It's great.
Well, I pulled one back, mate.
Finally, I'll get to put one back for
That's
you.
it. That's that hat. The hat does work. It's, off the
The only way it's
tripod.
working for me at the moment is that I haven't got any rods in the water, so if you don't mind, I'll go and put this one back.
Good stuff.
Well
Cheers,
done, mate. Well done.
For the next hour we fished hard, and numerous other hard-fighting school bass hit the beach as they took a liking to our fresh peeler crab baits. Nothing massive, but fish to around £4 provides some excellent sport for both myself and Jack. But with time getting on and bait supplies heavily depleted, we eventually decided to call it a night. Even though we hadn't managed to smooth-hound as planned, we'd still enjoyed some great fishing. And of course, we will be back.
Well, mate, I don't know about you, but that is another lovely fish. Well, mate, I think that might be a great way to end the session. That's
Yeah,
probably the biggest fish of the night there, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
We've done most of the crabbing now. We're pretty much just right at the top of high tide. It's getting later than I ain't got a clue what time it is, if I'm honest. We've just been so busy. I think we're probably into the double figures now, numbers-wise.
Must be. I mean, it's been a brilliant session, but it's gone completely against what we thought it was going to be. But I mean, we knew there was a few fish in the cards, but we just got the species wrong.
It's just, yeah, I don't know what else to say, really.
I mean, it's been brilliant. I say it's just been a bit of a surprise, really, more than anything.
It has.
You know, as much as we love catching smooth-hounds, you know, you can't be catching fish of this stamp as well.
They've all been a good size. You know, they've all been
average,
a real
3 to
good
4
size.
pound, I reckon, something like that.
Definitely. I mean, I don't know what he goes. I don't know if we've got any scales with me, but I guess that's irrelevant, really. It's just, you know, that's just
a cracking fish.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, you just can't. Like I say, there's not really a lot more you can say. It's been brilliant session.
We do hope you've enjoyed it. Just say it was meant to be some smooth-hound session, but you know, it's been good. Thank you for coming along with us.
I've enjoyed it.
You know, your first time on film. Sure, there'll be many more because we still owe you all a smooth-hound episode. So I'm sure we'll be back down this mark. We've got our eye next week on a good set of tides.
Good tides.
Hopefully, if the weather and that is good, we should be on for a few. But once again, as always, we do hope you've enjoyed it. Be lucky, and we'll see you again on the next one. Come out ever so easy. And that is probably one for the outtakes, as I got sand all on my chin. And again,